Welcome home, brave heroes. I'm Ash, this is HeroQuest, and I come to you today with excellent news. This is the post from Wandering Monster in the Avalon Hill official Discord. For those who are not familiar with Wandering Monster, this is Doug Hopkins, one of Avalon Hill's employees. And after what feels like ages of radio silence from Avalon Hill, since the dreaded, infamous Hasbro layoffs, we have confirmation that not only is Doug Hopkins still with Avalon Hill, and definitely not above coming into the Discord to reassure us, but that also, well, I'll just go ahead and let Doug take it away. And by that, I mean I'm going to read Doug's post verbatim right here. Hello, heroes. This is Doug. Sorry, I don't get time to drop in here often, as we are busy in the HeroQuest lab brewing up future perils. I did want to say that Avalon Hill is here, and we see you and hear you. We appreciate having a fan base that cares enough to make sure their feelings are heard. You're not shouting into an abyss, we promise. I wrote a little about our monk, and why I hope you will find it fun to play at your tables. I'll leave the article here for your enjoyment. Cast's Veil of Mist. Playing the Monk by Doug Hopkins. Once per turn, choose one technique to activate. After you use a technique, that elemental style is exhausted. Once per turn. Most of the monk's techniques are usable only on their turn, but Twisting Torrent can be activated on a monster's turn because the ability specifically allows you to activate this technique when you take damage. For example, on the monk's turn, they could activate Speak with Stone to search for secret doors and traps as one action. Later, on a monster's turn, that same monk could use Twisting Torrent to defend against an attack. Once per turn is the key here. If a future product introduced a potion to recover a style, you still couldn't use it twice on the monk's turn. If there are no monsters in your line of sight at the start of your turn, recover all exhausted elemental styles. I wanted this monk hero to be fun for heroes and Zargons alike. Heroes, the monk has an adaptable playstyle. When danger isn't present, use your out-of-combat styles to great effect. In combat, decide to quickly work up to your fire style or weave in and out of battle to maximize your offensive earth and air styles and defensive water style. The more defensive heroes can assist you by blocking monsters so you can recover styles as needed. Zargon, make sure to challenge those monk players. Monks don't have the defensive capabilities of the other characters. When I play Zargon, I love to constantly challenge our wizard and monk players. If the heroes don't protect these characters, I can drain away their precious resources. Monsters like goblins are speedy enough to get in front of a monk to prevent them from recovering styles. Now, as of the time of this video, that was the only post given to us from Doug, aka Wandering Monster in the Avalon Hill Discord. I'm personally very happy to see this post, not just because it does answer some much needed answering questions from some folks who are still sussing out exactly how to legally use the monk in every way, but because it's reassuring to see that there's an Avalon Hill employee with a name that we all know. For context, Doug Hopkins has been writing these playstyle articles on these heroes since the Mythic tier was first announced. The most hopeful thing out of all of this is the statement, "We are busy in the HeroQuest lab brewing up future perils." There's been a lot of talk about Avalon Hill's direction and whether or not we're going to see more HeroQuest in many of the communities, with folks wondering if Against the Ogre Horde and Jungles of Delthrak will be the final expansions before we see a repeat of what happened in 1994, where HeroQuest disappeared despite all of the potential, despite all of the cutting room floor indications that more should have been made was being made. And to me, this is all the reassurance that I need, that we have a lot of HeroQuest to come. Thank you very much for reassuring us with this, Doug, and thank you for the clarification on the Wandering Monk. One thing that I wanted to point out here is that this suggestion on how to play Zargon when a player is using the monk does indeed render it appropriate to kind of metagame the monk by having monsters come into the monk's line of sight, if only to make sure they can't recover any styles. These are the rules as intended. These are the suggestions that the designers for this hero had in mind when thinking about how to play the monk, both from the hero's side and how to fight the monk on Zargon's side. Now, with Death of the Author still applying, whether or not this actually affects how you guys play your monks at your tables with your specific party configurations of heroes is another story. But let me know, does this change anything for you? And are you as hopeful as I am about the future of HeroQuest from this one post? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. which may be several days yet actually, so bear with me. I'm still recovering from a really nasty 24 to 48 hour bug that laid me low for quite a bit. Trying to get plenty of R&R, but with my work schedule, from which I can't exactly take a break, it looks like my energy levels are going to continue to be compromised. Still, delivering this video to you today was worth the effort, as I know a lot of you still aren't really in this Avalon Hill Discord, or you may not frequent it enough to know when posts like these happen. At any rate, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, brave heroes.